Hi, my name is David Campt. I'm the founder of the dialogue company, the White Ally Toolkit. I wanted to give you my 6-minute take on what's happening now. Obviously, the world's blowing up because of the egregious murder of George Floyd, the most egregious I've ever seen. And I think that part of what's happening, part of the reason why this is a turning point moment, either for good or ill, I think it can be good, is because it was so egregious. So, black folks are sick and tired of being sick and tired. We've seen that before, but because this was so egregious, it's at a different level. So that's, in a certain way, not new, but it's at a higher fever pitch. What is new is that you have a whole array of white allies, some of whom have studied and been thinking about this for a long time, others whom are new to the game, who want to put themselves on the line. I've seen pictures of people putting themselves on the line physically at these protests. That's new. You have people who are just waking up to the fact that all that black folks have been saying for years is true, and they want to do something about it. And so those people are out there too. The mass support for this type of protest also comes with risks. So you have people who are coming to support who, from both the left and the right, who have other agendas. So you have people who want to do the bidding of black folks who want to get violent and be the ones in the front doing that because the consequences for them are less out of sense of allyship. And then you got people on the left who just want to come and cause problems because they believe that's somehow the solution to society. Then you have folks on the right who are using this as an opportunity to start the race war that they always thought was their destiny. So all of that is happening. Don't let somebody tell you that only one thing is happening. All of that is happening. And then also, of course, we all coming out of the lockdown on COVID, we all got pent up energy, and if we're going to go outside and be around people, we want it to be meaningful. So that all is playing a role in this. As we think about institutional change efforts, obviously, those are critical. So if you want to be involved in that, which is an important thing to do, then look into what are the efforts in your community that you might want to connect to. I'll say more about that toward the end. What can you do? Most important, self-care. This ain't going away quickly. It is vital that you get enough sleep, get enough nutrition, get enough exercise, get enough loving, whatever that means for you, in order for you to maintain yourself for the long haul. Second, figure out who to talk to and about what. I would say that if you're sad, upset, embarrassed, guilty, whatever, work those issues out with other white people first, or other white allies first. People who get where you're coming from, who are not going to judge you, but who understand. That's important to do. Feel those feelings, have those conversations. I would suggest that you do that with them before you go to your 1 or 2 friends of color, how many you have, with that kind of perspective. They're working through their own trauma, and they probably got other friends like you who want to talk to their friend of color, and you don't want to put that burden on them when it's still hot and unprocessed. So I would suggest that you process it with other people first before you go to people of color and you offer support. How are you feeling? And let them determine how deep the conversation goes. I would suggest that. Now, I would also suggest you not bring all those hot boiling over feelings right to your Uncle Tony or your Aunt Hannah who doesn't get it. You're going to traumatize yourself. What you want to do with them is to go into those conversations with a strategy. I'm going to say more about that in another video, another article, but let me just say a little bit about that now. Your strategy with them has a few different elements. The first is lower your expectations. You're not going to wake people up. You're not going to go from unwoke to the wokish that you are in one conversation. So lower your expectations. You're trying to make a little bit of an inroad and keep the conversation going. That's number one. Number two, try to focus on expressing empathy to them. Ask them how they're feeling. Ask them what worries them, what angers them, and then listen to that and then try to meet that. It is okay to be frustrated and angry, disappointed, and confused about the violence that's happening. That's felt by the mayor of Atlanta, rapper Killer Mike. It's okay to feel that. You have cover from black people to feel that, to empathize with that. After you try to express empathy toward them, then try to shift to get them to express empathy toward the people who are protesting non-violently. So, find out, ask them, why do you think those people who are nonviolently protesting, why are they angry? Have them do that problem solving. You might raise questions. Have you ever felt mistreated by institutions? How did that feel? How did you express it? You might ask questions like, have you ever done something out of frustration that harmed you? You've probably done that. They've probably done that. The point here is that you build a bridge of empathy by first expressing empathy toward them and then trying to smartly get them to express and feel empathy, not for this, but for things like this. So, lastly, if you're going to be involved in institutional change efforts, don't go in like a white savior with you having all the answers. Recognize that people have been doing this for a long time, and you need to find out what they're doing and how you might fit in. All right. Thank you so much for your allyship and for your time, and check back for more guidance about how to have these conversations.